You're all sorted. You're all sorted.
We'll be starting in about 3 or 4 minutes, just waiting to see if Miles Casey and Posh Collins are on their way. Okay, we're going to get going now, out to you lads. Oh, hang on, sorry. Okay, we're going to get going now, out to you lads. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today. Really appreciate the support, especially for the lads feel the same. We're delighted to be here at the home of boxing in Ireland. It's the only purpose-built boxing stadium in the world, and it's my pleasure to come and bring an event here. The fighters at the table, I know they're all excited because none of them pulled out with shooting injuries, which usually happens in fighting. To add the zone to the table is massive. It's massive not for us, for the fighters, but for Irish boxing in general. We've been battling away the last 12 to 18 months to try to bring back a domestic scene. And on day one we said that it would take 18 to 24 months before the professionals that we had signed and consistently signed throughout the last 18 months would get to a stage where we could bring domestic boxing back. You'll never fill an event or a stadium like this if you just bring in 10 journeymen, 12 journeymen and have 12 home fighters. It's impossible. We don't have the backing and the support to each individual fighter to do that. However, the card we built, we fight 50-50 fights. There's probably more 50-50 fights because some of the undercard, some of the opponents coming in are tough, are very durable, and are coming to win. But with the top 5 fights on the card, there's a lot of public interest, a lot of media interest, and the fact, as I said, we've signed the zone in for this event is massive. It's going worldwide. All these kids on the stage get to showcase their skills to the world, and all we can do is try to put on the biggest and best event possible, and hope that the zone will come on board permanently, and these lads will then have a platform that we can grow this domestic scene into something that's going to be more evident. We're going to start by introducing the fighters one by one onto the card. A lot of these fighters were decorative amateurs that were here. We haven't got a fight here since because, as we know, boxing in Ireland hasn't been too active. And some have gone off from the UK, signed the likes of Queensbury, Manchester and Boxer and that. And now they're getting their chance to come home and boxing on the stage that they boxed and celebrated so many Irish titles and got over the years. So first I want to introduce Owen Lavin. There's a mic there. First of all, from all of us at JB Promotions, we'd like to welcome you to the show on Saturday. You're obviously signed with Frank Warren, one of the biggest and best promoters in the world. How does it feel for you to come back to this stadium after being away from it so long?
Yeah, I was saying in interviews during the week that there's something weird about the stadium. Maybe it's just me, but when you walk into it, you know you're in the stadium. You get this weird feeling in your gut. Since I'm 10 years old, I gotta just come back again today. So I'm really looking forward to singing up a crowd and on a good show on Saturday.
Obviously, young in your career, what are the aspirations in the next, say, 6 to 12 months? Obviously, we love to have you on our cards. There's a lot of people we've signed in their promotional banner that are at your weight. As you can see, if you come around, there's 4 belts on this table. And they're all in around that weight, or one. But I'm sure that's something you plan on. In training names or anyone in the country that you fancy on getting your hands on over the next few months, or wherever you're at.
With me, I'll box anyone. And that's genuinely I said it's tough being in Manchester, it's expensive. I signed with Frank, I'm managed by 258 and David. But it's tough, it's a tough game that I'm happy to step up and fight whoever is there to be put in front of me. And if I'm not good enough, there's easier ways to make money than boxing. So whoever has the belt when Frank decides, right, he wants me to get a belt, which we spoke at towards the end of the year, for a Celtic title or push on then on to different belts. I know the BBOC Celtic title as well. So whoever has it at the time, if Frank decides, right, this is what we want, then whoever has it is who we're coming for.
First thing you said is before anyone. A few people at the table like to say that as well, right, Sean? No, that's great. Thanks very much, Sean. Next, we'll move on to Glenn Lynch. Glenn debuted here in October. I was here for it. He's gone off to the UK, he's had a couple of fights fall through, and I've annoyed you being over the last few months, and when I met you, you've been ever so professional. I've met you a few times in the gym up Cullen and that, and it seems to me like you're excited for the stage, and we're delighted to have you on board. Does it feel to come back now?
Yeah, just first of all, thanks to Jay and all the team. Very easy to deal with, and very happy to be back in the home of Irish boxing. I boxed here at 11 years of age, so it's my second time within 3 fights as a pro to box in the stadium. So more than happy to be on the card with another 2 stablemates of mine. So hopefully 3 of us box to the way we know we box on Saturday night, and it'll be a good night all around.
Excellent, thank you. And next, making his debut, Deo Alabi. Deo reached out to me a few months ago, making us get out, going professional. We had a good chat, went through a few things, and he was to make his debut in February. Obviously, February didn't happen. I think it's benefited him. He's got more time to camp, he's got more time to work on things, conditioning, boxing, and also now he's gone from boxing on a smaller show, a smaller venue, to being on one of the biggest boxing cards that I've ever seen in the last decade. How are you feeling about that debut, and welcome to JB Promotions?
Thank you very for the opportunity. I feel great, to be honest. So I've started, like I said the other day, on the JB takeover, that I've started at like 2 camps now. So I'm just delighted to be on the big show, just also my favour, and just can't wait to perform. That's it. Like, I mean, I've had a good camp there with my coach, Stacey, Arias, and I mean, I have 2 more stablemates here as well, Keane Ready and Paul Newman. So we'll all be looking to put on a big performance and represent the retreat and Westside camp for me, Westside Boxing Club as well.
What shall we expect from you? You're talking about being the secret. What is that secret?
So the secret thing is just, for me, it's just how I've always known, for me, it's just I know how good I am, and I felt like a lot of people didn't know that, so it's a thing where like I'm gonna reveal the secret now this Saturday, I can't wait to go on the show, and from where I'm from, like the foundation came from like Westside Boxing Club, so like there's been, and from being from talent, there's been so many big boxers from talent, like we have the Highlands, the young kids up in Westside, Dylan McDonough as well. So I've had a good foundation of pro boxing, and I've just always thought my style was more suited to it. So I just can't wait to show the world what I can show you what the secret really is, and how good I am.
Oh, very good. That's anything else you want to add?
I just Saturday's gonna be a shutdown. That's it. Sorry, I can say. She's on the scene now.
Look forward to seeing it. Next, Cathal Crowley. Cathal Crowley was the box Jordan Ryan, which I thought was a tough fight. Jordan is tough, he's been on a lot of shows, he's, in my opinion, he's potentially the best journeyman in Europe. I think his record shows that he comes, he asks questions, and in his words, he wins when he wants to win. He pulled out with an injury on Saturday, and with 6 days notice to weigh in, it was tight. We really had to work hard, and I then sent over an opponent, not really thinking that they may accept it at such short notice. Grant Dennis, who's coming in with a record of 19 for 9. He's been in with the Keegan Iargo and many big names in the UK. Cathal accepted it straight away. He said, yeah, this is the test I want. And 6 days notice, testament to your call. And we're delighted to have you on board. Again, as I said, some of the undercard fights are really 50-50s as well as the main card. So, Cathal, welcome, and what should we expect on Saturday?
Yeah, thanks Jay for getting me on the card, and thanks for starting with an opponent very quick. I don't turn down fights like some of these other super middleweights who have been offered fights against me. So I'm here to put on a statement performance on Saturday night, and happy to put on a show for the zone and all the fans coming up from Cork to support me.
Saturday night, Grand Dennis, he is a test to Scotland, it's a big test. I know we come off, he's had a couple of losses in the last few boys, but they're against top level fellas. You're talking super middleweights, so I've briefly chatted to you, and I've been chatting in the gym to a couple of lads. Who are the names in Ireland that you're looking for? Because I know there is something tweaking in the air there. There's someone that you want to box him. You want to tell the public and tell the world who it is you want to box him.
Yeah, I want to fight Emma Brennan for the first title. He won in MSG on Pike weekend. I went up to him after the fight, I congratulated him on his victory and asked him to fight me face to face. And he said straight to my face that he wouldn't fight me, so I'm calling him out publicly, and maybe this will get him out of the woodwork.
Okay, so Emma Brennan, if you're watching, Cork crowd wants to fight you next.
Easy one.
Okay, nice. Okay, next we go to Cian Reddy. Cian, the country kid, delighted to have you on the card. Pleasure to deal with, very professional. I knew you were, proud, knew that of you. Bringing a massive crowd up the weekend. You've been quite active, one of the most active crowds in the scene. How does it feel to get back here, keep the progression going? And what do you know of your power, or your opponent, Peter Brodsky?
Yeah, just first of all, I want to say thanks very much to Jay. It's looking like an amazing show. Great to be out with somebody lads that came up through the amateurs with other lads that I would look at, and I wanted to go pro, these were the lads I was looking at. Now we're all in one show together, so yeah, I've been very busy. I've had 4 fights since July. My second one was in the stadium here, my fourth one here again. My opponent, I know it's 50-50 record, 4-4, and some of his losses are against like the top level lads, the likes of Luke McCormick, who's an Olympian, and his last fight he got beat up somebody that's 13-0, so it's a good step up for me, and that's what we want. There's no point fighting these lads who are 1-40 and when they're on the ring for 10 or 12 fights, so just progressing every fight, that's what we're doing.
Again, that's another fight. I said, 50-50 looks close. It's not a journeyman that's coming to fall over, looking to jump on the ground, get out after a round, and all that frustrates fighters. So we have made it a business from day one. We said that on the first press conference. We won't bring in journeymen that jump on the ground within a round. Look at our shows, our previous shows. Look at this show. People being saying to me about the running time of the card, and what time the fights are. I can nearly tell people what time they're actually going to be fighting at, because there isn't going to be any stops in this card. If there is, it's going to be a big statement from the home fighter, please God, on the way for it. But yeah, Cian, it's a good step up, and again, it's a pleasure to have you. Next up, Bushy and Tracy. Bushy and Tracy is pressing on really nicely. This is a step up for Bushy. His last performance, we thought we stepped him up and he knocked it out. Who doesn't get stopped, and if you name great guys and wasn't getting stopped, then Bushy made it easy work for him. So we brought in Octavian Grappy again. It's another learning curve. We picked the fight for a reason. Grappy doesn't get stopped. He's been in with, I've been in 2 or 3 at this table alone. And these lads haven't stopped him. Again, he's being brought in to make sure Shane is tested. He goes around, and I can assure you he's coming to win. He's already come to Ireland last year, took a result on an Irish opponent with more experience than Shane. So again, it's another intriguing contest. Shane, what do you know of Rafi? How are you feeling? Are you looking forward to starting it?
Feeling good, yeah. Looking forward to get out there again on Saturday night. Thanks for having me on the show, of course. I know Brad, he can bring a good fight, but whatever he has on Saturday night, I'm more than ready for him, and I'm ready to beat him, and beat him in style as well.
Yeah, well, that's all I can ask. You have to turn up. He is going to win. He does it. You look at his record. He's beaten some good boys. As I said, he's tested some really good boys. So just be ready for what he brings on Saturday night.
Yeah, 100%. I've seen a couple of different versions of it. We came over and seems to have different styles in each fight, but any style he can bring on Saturday night, I'm ready for him.
Next up is another one of Frank Warren Queensbury's fighters. It's Stephen Kearns. An honour to have Stephen on the card. I don't know, destined for great things. He's been a pleasure to deal with over the last few weeks. We went looking for certain opponents for Stephen. Couldn't really get the ones that he wanted. We were looking for Southpaw, and we couldn't find one. But we found Francisco Javier Lucero. He's a Mexican. He's a typical Mexican. He's coming with a really positive record. He ain't coming to lose. He's been in with the likes of Georgie, Viziola, and some seriously top talented fellas in the UK. To me, this is a good test for Stephen. And I'm delighted to have him on the card. Stephen will open the broadcast on his own tomorrow night. And Stephen, again, it's an honour to have you here. How do you feel about being back home after all them years away from this national stadium?
Yeah, I want to start off by saying thanks very much for having me on to this card. Thanks to my team for getting me on. And yeah, walking in there, it's first time to be in the stadium in about 5 years. It's brought back some mad memories. Winning 7 national titles there as a kid. I know I'm back 5 as a pro. I remember coming up to these shows when I was younger, watching Spike and the rest of the boys. That's what really made me fall in love with boxing. And now I'm back here, first time fighting in Dublin as a pro. I just can't wait to get in there and do the business.
Yeah, well, again, as I said, we're delighted to have you on the card. You've brought some great traction to the promotion. Professionalism of it, tickets you've sold, you know, everything you started has been professional. And I just hope tomorrow you'll come home professionally, hit weight, which no doubt you will. On Saturday night you'll come in and you'll have a devastating performance here in front of your home crowd. Again, you're back in Ireland. I know you're not from Dublin, but it's Ireland. This is where you showcase them skills for years. And Saturday night I expect no difference. And I hope this is the start of a working relationship where we can gradually build you and all these lads on the table. And this venue can host bigger titles, European and world titles down the road. So thanks again, Steve.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on now to our 50-50 main card fights. First up, 2 lads who are earning their careers with Rich O'Leary, with Sean Murray. The 2 boys go head to head tomorrow night. Sean has been here, he's had his 50-50, he came short of the title fight. The first thing he said after that, I want a rematch, I want to fight for that belt again, etc. The guy who won the belt is at the end of the day, Daniel O'Sullivan, he's moved on. However, he wants to go again at 50-50. Richie believes it's his time to step up now. They want belts, and I told them the only way to get belts is by working your way to it. Beating journeymen gets you so far, but you know, at some stage you do have to step up. Both lads willing to take a fight against each other, and I hope that the winner will then fight for the Celtic title at 154 next. But open up with Richie. Richie, welcome. Big stage. You boxed here last year, I believe, the amateurs before you went professional. And you texted me and asked you about professional. You know, professional was more suited to you the whole lot. How are you feeling now about after coming through your first few fights, your learning fights and such, and then you're going into the domestic fight, one of the biggest cards in Ireland?
Yeah, I'm feeling very good about it. The last, intermediates last year was the last time I was there. I won the Irish title guys and underage as well. Yeah, I thought I was kind of planning on having a 6 rounder in February and then maybe fight Johnny this time for the Celtic title, but obviously the show fell through and it didn't happen. But look, the hats off to two of us for taking this fight. They know the fight for the Celtic and we're not going through the journeyman and then getting our shots. So I think the winner of this will deserve the next crack at the belt. So yeah, you have to step up to some stage. So yeah, let's go.
What do you know about Sean? Obviously, Daniel's in your gym, so I'm sure he's had a bit of insight to Sean from the last time. What is your opinion of Sean as a boxer? I don't mind him as a person, but as a boxer, what is your opinion of Sean?
Yeah, he's a good, strong opponent. He's a strong fighter. He comes to the fight. You know, he's got a trust in my own abilities and what I can do. And I believe I'm a better boxer than Johnny, but it's not going to be an easy fight with no shot of it out about that. So, yeah, let's see who's a better fighter. I believe that's all I'm doing.
No problem. I'll hand it over to Sean. No doubt you have a lot to say. Sean, welcome. You've been here, you've been at the press conference before. As I said, you had your baptism into domestic fighting previously last year. Fell short. I'm sure you've gone away and thought about that. I don't know how upset you were after the fight. Why Richie and why now?
As you said, it's my next person fights Celtic title after this, so I feel like Richie was the next person that needed to fight for that Celtic title.
Why Richie?
Just picked Richie. It didn't matter who it was. I would have fought anyone. It was just Richie wanted to fight as well, so that's what made it happen.
Why do you beat Richie?
What?
Why do you beat Richie? How do you beat Richie?
tougher. I think if we get into a scrap, I'll be bigger, be stronger.
And you want to say that, Archie?
Yeah, look,
Look, the both lads, let me show you, the both lads are progressing in their careers. They don't have big ticket backing. They don't have big fan bases. There's no secret. And sometimes when you can't sell a massive amount of tickets, you're in a bit of a pickle that the cost of box are so expensive with journeymen, wages, flights, accommodation, meal money, transfers, all that stuff adds up. And some lads would like to build up, they'd like to get 4 or 5 or 6 now. When you get to do it all, maybe there are fans that you do have, get a bit fed up, I don't like to join, I'll wait till you're in a real fight, or I'll wait till you're in a better fight. And it becomes a struggle then to actually cover the cost of the fight. So that was part of the reason why these two boys have come together, which is sad really, in my opinion, because you should be able to gradually build up your career and slowly build up. But again, because of the cost of boxing and that, it is hard. Sometimes you have to move to the next fight. So we hats off to both lads for stepping up at this age. But then again, there is a nice card hanging there because I would be sure that the next fight either one of them have will be for the Celtic title will be before. So there is benefits, there is rewards. Any questions for either lad? Okay, we'll move on. Next fight is Glenn Bourne and Charlie Lopez. Charlie has flown in this morning from Spain. Charlie, you want to come and translate? He's a very loyal opponent. It was hard, we couldn't get an opponent originally at the weight we wanted to fight at, so we had to step up away for this one. We reached out to Channel, we had a relationship with Channel before last year. We were trying to match some fights and it didn't happen. And we reached out with Galicia being part of the Celtic regions, there's qualification there for Celtic title. So we went to Scotland, Wales and all that. We couldn't get an opponent to match. So we reached out to Channel, he put forward Charlie. And Charlie's coming 7 wins, 1 loss. I've looked at his social media, kept an eye on him, and he's well up for this fight. He's a fantastic shape yesterday on the scales. So, firstly, I'd like to welcome you to Ireland. And secondly, I'd like to ask why you took the fight.
Muy buenas tardes a todos. Pues nada, estoy muy contento y muy agradecido de poder estar aquí,
I am very happy for me it's an honor this opportunity. Thank you for this opportunity because we are Galician people and for us it's very important this title. It's good for
Have you watched Glenn? Have you watched any footage? Do you know anything about Glenn?
Me imagino que tendrá 2 brazos y 2 piernas como mis anteriores rivales, así que nada, va a ser una gran pelea y haremos un buen espectáculo.
Opponent is a good fighter, and tomorrow, not tomorrow, on Sunday, and Saturday, there is a big fight because he is a strong fighter, and the opponent is a good fighter and good title.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Good translation, Channel. Thank you very much. Okay, over to Glenn. Again, another one of our prospects who started out, made his debut on our first show in November 2023. Gradually moved up 5-0 opponents again, gradually different opponents all the way up. We felt the time was right. February was the plan to have one more step up before we went into a Celtic title fight this summer. The foot shows didn't happen. Glenn has been over sparring with the likes of Jack Rafferty, Keegan Iargo. What he's learned from his last fight to this fight, I think has progressed him massively. And we just felt, myself and Butch, that we had a good chat about that. We just felt for this card, it was the right time to step Glenn up into a domestic fight. We couldn't get a domestic opponent down at welterweight. So we had, as I said, we had to go and find an opponent. We found a very worthy opponent in Charlie Lopez, and that's why Glenn now fights on Saturday night for the Celtic title. Glenn, how do you feel about fighting the Celtic title already in your career?
Firstly, I want to say thank you to Jay and Butch and give me the opportunity putting on a show as big as it's going to be on Saturday. This it was going to be electric and I can't wait for it. I'm constantly stressed through the times to start boxing. I'm going on a nice pace, but everything's about opportunities and when the time's right. And as you said there yourself, we felt like the time was right for this fight. Charlie Lopez seems to be prepared the opponent for me. Everything was done in training. I just feel like now is the right time for me, and I'm really looking forward to it.
We'll move on to Paul Loonan, who faces Miles Casey. I don't know when Miles is here today. I know he's trying hard, probably in the gym now, training at the minute. He's done a share of the best, so Paul is good on that end. Paul, pleasure to have you here. Again, Paul is another one of our prospects who began his career with us early last year. Progressed nicely through it. This has been a step that probably could have happened in the last fight, but we couldn't get the right opponent. So what we've done, we brought in a very game opponent. Paul showed the standard of boxing that we know he has and the level. He was so far ahead of that guy. He came in with a really good winning record. That we said the next fight has to be a title fight. Sadly, we've had a problem in Ireland where people have been willing to fight Paul. And that's where my credit goes to Miles Casey for stepping up to take on Paul. Paul, pleasure to have you. It's an honour to manage you. And how do you feel about Saturday? How's the camp going? Let's tell people what to expect on Saturday.
Big thanks to Jay, Butch, and the team at JB Promotions for getting me on the card. Really appreciate the opportunity. Yeah, look, you can expect a breakout moment from me on Saturday. This is the moment that I believe I will shine in. Big respect for Miles as well for taking the fight. It was offered back to him in November on my last day when he turned it down. Said he fight anyone, but then he said he wanted maybe a fight in between just to keep taking over. He didn't get that fight, and look, hats off to him for this fight for me for Saturday. Yeah, look, great to be able to showcase my skills worldwide on his own. Big thanks for that, Jay. And yeah, look, expect the best Paul Loonan. Every version of Paul Loonan beats Miles Casey. We're going to see that on Saturday.
I agree. Thank you, Paul. Miles, doesn't sound. Okay, next up, in my opinion, this is fight of the night. I just think these two lads, outstanding engines. The fight in them it's a different fight to all the other fights on the card. This fight to me, cooking down on Irish issues, one of the best fights of all time. I just think these two lads, they don't take a back step. They come forward, they fight. Credit to both men. Daniel has been on our show before. He boxed Sean. You know, working with him is a pleasure. Working with his whole team is a pleasure. He doesn't take a back step. He brings a fight every time, and you know, Peter knows no different to that fight. So to me, this fight is, if you haven't got a ticket, get a ticket. And if you have got a ticket, make sure you're not the bar for this one. I'll open it up. Daniel, again. Daniel, welcome. Again, back to one of our shows. Again, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Firstly, I'd like to say Daniel won the Celtic title at 154. He wanted to be on the card. His team wanted him on the card. We were really struggling with fight to get them onto the card because again we wanted to have proper domestic fights. We didn't want to just sling in 20 men fights all over the place. So we were holding to see. An opportunity came when Peter's fight fell through. Put the offer in. Within minutes it was accepted again. It's at a weight above. It's not 154. It's up at the middleweight limit. And again, that's testament to Daniel again, just wanting to fight, he wants to stay busy, he wants to better himself in the boxing sport. So again, credit to Daniel for that. Daniel, welcome.
Thanks, Jay. I just want to thank you for the opportunity. I was two Celtic fights around now. I think this fight was offered to me great within the two texts, and I was great fight written all over. I knew that from the moment you told me about it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, again, it is. To me, this is a fight for you. Why accept the fight against Peter? And like he has got the name of being this massive puncher. To me, to be honest, there's a lot of people that won't fight. We had a matchroom offer a few months ago against a prospect, a Commonwealth gold medalist, wherever it was, and could I match it? I put Peter forward. You know, it was agreed by matchroom. But when I went to his opponent's team, it was no, we're not fighting. But yeah, that was at 168. You're a 154 fighter, and within 2 text messages you accepted. Is that just for your urge, or is there something you did then?
Yeah, I just feel like I want to challenge myself, you know, I want to fight the best that there is out there. And the only way to push on my name, like you were saying, the other lads don't really sell many tickets, I'm the same, so I kind of have to go that way, you know, I have to fight 50 fights, that's how I'm going to get my name out there. I feel like my style will appeal to people, and then, you know, he will take it back himself, I don't take it back myself, so it's going to make for a great week, get my name out there more, and then push on to the good things.
Couldn't say any better. That's a big thing for people, folk to keep saying it out there, not just for you people sitting here, because you are obviously fans, you're here at the press conference, you probably hear Wayne, you're going to be able to have tickets for Saturday, but the ones watching live and watching the videos and things like that, support these fighters, not these fighters, every professional fighter, it's so important, even if it's 2 or 3 days in the house, you can't get to the event, buy a ticket between you, support them, because the more tickets these guys sell, the easier it is for them to build their careers rather than having to go into 50-50 fights. However, as a promoter, I love the 50-50 fights, but I also want people want tickets. Peter, I'll hand it over to you. Firstly, I'd like to welcome you to the JB. We signed you earlier this year in January. You've boxed only on air shows throughout the first start of your career. I know you were about to sign for someone else, and we kind of hijacked that in the 11th hour, and then you signed for us. So for us, it's an honour to have you. Again, another look on that, like at Daniel, they fight anyone. Peter just wants to fight. He just wants to fight, and he wants to fight the best. He said this day one. He doesn't want to be fighting journeymen. He just wants to fight good people. That was his words. Good people. I just want to fight good people. So Peter, welcome. Daniel, what way do you see Saturday going, and what do you make of Daniel? You've obviously watched him, or seen him.
Yeah, I watched them, of course, watched his fights, picked up points on stuff that he does wrong, does good, and studied on it, kept it up. But Saturday night, obviously, always don't go back, always come forward, one fight, you know, but I still see no difference in me standing here and over the belt high. So it'll be a great fight, of course it will. And you're right, people don't have to take it scarcely, because there will be a fight. Everyone that said it to me, it's this fight, me and him is going to be the best. So true, but at the end, only the best can stand.
And you understand?
Of course I understand.
What way do you see this fight going?
I genuinely believe for the first 3 or 4 rounds, you just want to go around behind me. As soon as you see me, it feels me, no hard thing. I know he's going to take a step back.
Take a step back.
Keep his hands up, so.
Look, it is a great fight. Look, there's not much more to say. Just get a ticket. Make sure you tune in. This fight is big. It's a really, really big fight.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, over to our main event. This fight has been groomed. Both lads pretty closely ranked in the rankings. Seven's obviously in the top 20 in Europe. Top 18th in Europe in the EBU rankings, which is a really good feat. He's come over the last year, he's progressed massively. To my left, we've Declan Garrity. I don't think this stage will be any introduction to Declan Garrity. He showcased his skills here for years. Won every Irish title you can think of. Them days are gone, he's now a pro. In his last outing, he picked up the Celtic title. Senator Kelly picked up an Irish title in his last outing. Saturday night, both lads come together. It's this 4th time trying, and I think we're going to get there now. I don't think there's going to be any issues at this stage. I'll start with the champion, Senator. Again, I know this fight, well, attempted for the 3rd time, you were a little bit hesitant. It was a little bit kind of, do we want this one? Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Because you feel it, put your career on hold. Obviously, the last time was out of all of control. The time before that was again, it was a slight issue that, you know, there was no way past. And you got an opponent as a replacement, and you picked up your title. How are you feeling about this fight now?
Yeah, I'd just like to say thanks to AJ for promotions for getting the fight on ahead. It's the third time this fight is meant to happen, and I'm very glad that the fight has actually taken up this time. So originally I asked Deco to fight me the night he'd be... Who was it? Deco? Yeah. No. Where's my camera? What was it? Alan Boyd, that's what it was. The night actually beat Alan Boyd. Yeah, the night actually beat Alan Boyd was the night I asked him to fight me. At the time, he was actually trying to do it, he beat it then, so the fight wasn't going to happen. I didn't think I was going to get any of the fight for the other title. And then, yeah. So yeah, in the end, we got the fight go ahead, pulled out for whatever reason, we got Magic to second.
The genuine reason for pulling out, I know the reason.
Yeah,
The reason was related to being one.
So yeah, we got the fight to go ahead in the end. Matthew won the Irish title, went to fight Declan again, didn't happen for the second one for whatever reason, so I'm happy to fight now for the third time, and it's actually going to go ahead this time, you know.
How do you see the fight going, Sam? Everyone's saying to me who wins. I'm on the fence, obviously, I have to be on the fence as well, but really it's two different types of fighter. You know, age comes into it a little bit, you know, one's more experienced, one's younger. How do you see the fight going? Obviously you changed camps and you've been working 3 times, you've trained for this fight, so I'm sure you're well used to it.
It's been a long time today.
Yeah, it's been a while. How do you see the fight going? Where do you win the fight? I take it you win the fight.
I'm going to win the fight, yeah. It's a tough one to call what to expect from Declan. I think in the early stage of his career, he was brought up to with the amateur game, a lot of dancing around. I think he'd come in from more season pro now. So, although he's at the end of his career, I think this is going to be the best version of him.
He's been at the end of his career for the last 5 years, but he's sort of more than
But yeah, no, I do think it's going to be a tough fight, but I think overall, I think I'm going to kill you home, kill hungry, there's too much for him.
Okay, and Declan, how do you feel about this week? I know, look, you've put a camp in, and you put in a few camps for this as well. I know you've had 3 camps. The first one fell through. The second one, no one would have been held for that one. What's your opinion on this fight Saturday night? Where do you win the fight?
It's a very tough fight. It is. I'd like to say thanks to Jay, and I'd like to say well done to all the boys on the table. Ladies all know, it was used to enjoy every moment of this because it was in the flesh. On 12 years pro nearly, and it's gone to blink of an eye, so make sure you all enjoy it. Looking on the table, I expect to see BOI champions, Irish champions, European champions, hopefully world champions, so wish you all the best of luck. Why do I win this? How do I see Sen? Sen's a tough pound. Me and him have been impeached in before. I know exactly what Sen brings, he knows what he brings. I'm not sure talk here, Sen, when I get along. He's a good, strong opponent. I just believe the best me beats the best team. But we'll only see this on Saturday night, how it comes out.
Not really much to say to that, is there? I think that was a respectful answer, and yeah, may the best man win.
Yeah, very respectful between them, and look, I appreciate that because you have the same with Senator Matthew, very respectful. You don't have to, but I prefer a bit of beef, you know, to be fair, but yeah, it is a possible way to have a bit of an argument or something. No, look, it is a great fight. It's a battle of styles, a battle of ages. You know, Senator Declan's at the end of his career. He's on the latter end of his career. You know, he is at the end. He's coming to the end. Like we all have to get out at some stage, and you know, but a win here, you know, it's very hard to go when you win. It's very hard to go when you win. So I'm sure Declan knows, you know, if he was to lose the fight, then it is going to over. But if he wins, is there something bigger there for him?
See, here in the stadium, I probably have where Stephen, I have more than Stephen, but all the rest put together, I probably have more Irish clubs than everyone together. That's how long I've been in this game. It's a long summer around top. And I have, what's it? I just meant all together, but you're going to someone else had any here. Close to the number anyway, yeah. There's a lot of experience here. I have a lot of experience, and everyone here on the table has a lot of experience. There's a few new lads coming here and a few lads who've been here a long time. It's great to have the boxing back in the stadium. It's been a long time. I haven't fought here in, I think it's close to 10 years myself now at this stage. 15 was the last time I fought here, so it's a long time. It's great to see the boxing back here. I have a few of the stablemates on the table here with me as well. I wish everyone the best of luck. Hopefully everyone puts a performance in. We get a great crowd everyone together, and it keeps the snowball effects keep going. And we have one or two big stars coming out of on this table now.
One thing I will say to that is this isn't amateur boxing. It's the pro game, it's a completely different game.
You're not that. Not on the problem, not in general. But okay. I'll be differences.
I knew we'd get it done, okay. Look, just on behalf of ourselves, we'd like to thank everyone again for coming out. Again, the ticket sales for this show has been really good. I'd like to thank all the lads at the table. Everyone has done their job. I always say, I'll say it from day one, I'll do my job. I'll put the event on. You do your job. When we meet, originally, whether it be a text message, a conversation with you, direct, whether it be a conversation with your manager or your coaches, I'll always set out the guidelines. The guidelines are the guidelines. They have to be met for these events to happen. Every single person that's sitting at these tables and the two guys that are in here have done everything they were supposed to do, i.e. their job. We feel we've done our job. So I can only see Saturday night being the start of something big for boxing. In my opinion, the media interest around this, the public interest around this, everyone's coming up to me, I was talking, even if you don't know anything about boxing, we're all talking about the event on Saturday night. Let this be the biggest night in boxing in years. It is the biggest night in boxing, but let it be. Everyone get here early. Don't arrive when your mate's fighting at 9 o'clock and go at 10 o'clock. Be here early, be here for the night, fill the stadium. And the reason being, when the cameras are on and they're on the TV, they want to see atmosphere, they want to see good fights. We've done our job. These lads have done their job. They've got you to buy the ticket to come here. I've put on the card that's going to excite TV, the viewers watching. It's all 50-50 fights at the top half of the card. Under the card has a number of 50-50 fights on it. So it's up to you to come early, get the buses here early, tell the buses pick up at 11 o'clock, show ends at 11 o'clock, get picked up then. You can bring your beer from the bar into your seat, sit down and enjoy the boxing. It's not going there and hang there all night till your mate's fight. Come early, sit here, enjoy the whole night. It's an event. Make it an event, because if TV, like what you see, this will become a regular event, and your son, friend, nephew, whatever, will be on this stage regularly. And everybody at this table, I can give you my word, everyone at this table, if we do keep doing our job, every single one of you will fight for titles. I guarantee you that, there's no doubt about it. There'll be nobody sitting at this press conference that goes a career with 8, 9, 10 and 0, never going to fight for the title, never going to fight in a big fight. I promise you, if you keep doing your job, all the work is like, don't have the managers, don't have the promoters. I'm here to work for everybody in Irish boxing, and I guarantee and promise everyone at these tables, I will do my best to make sure these nights in the stadium stay if the people coming can keep doing their job. And I do thank everybody for coming today, thank everybody who's bought a ticket, and for everybody that tunes in online. Thank you very much from all JB Promotions. Any questions from anyone in the audience? Apologies for that. Don't be shy. There has to be someone out there that wants a question.
I'd like to ask a question.
Senor Garrity, yes.
How's it going?
Great.
I'm wondering, where does your brother go after the Celtic fight? What is he looking at next?
Good question actually, because I wanted to get this out public and I'm trying to do an interview now. Glenn, there's an offer gone across. If Glenn is victorious on Saturday, and it's an if, Glenn, this is only a stop at this weight. He is going down the welterweight. He's on weight already for this fight, so the welterweight is no problem to him. There has been an offer gone out to James Freeman, who called Glenn out last year and said he beat him. We've offered Glenn to fight him on his own card in June. I'm waiting on an answer from his manager on that. That's my plan for Glenn to go back to welterweight and start at welterweight. So he has to again win a Celtic title before he can even look at fighting for an Irish title.
Very nice, Jay. Yeah.
Thanks, Kevin. Anyone else, any questions for anyone? It doesn't have to be to me, it can be to the lads, or it can be to Dave. Yes?
After the National Stadium, where do you think of, after the National Stadium, obviously it's great that everyone's here and the event is class. What's the plan beyond the National Stadium? Is it stay for the National Stadium for a while and then go on to bigger and better things, or is that planned yet?
October 23, we sat in the warehouse and we said the year one plan was to get regular viewers to fill the warehouse up at the right now, which was a fantastic venue and a venue that we will use regularly moving forward to build all these young fighters and more young fighters. Year two's plan was to come to the National Stadium, and by the end of year two to fill the National Stadium, and year three by the end of the year was to get to the Three Arena. That plan hasn't changed. Everything else we've said we've done, and I believe by the end of next year we will be in the Three Arena.
Thanks, Sean.
Question over there.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you a question, but he's already get to ask, and I was going to ask the same question.
Any other questions? I'll be shutting out there.
Is there a fight and a night bonus?
I'll tell you what we'll do. If I get the nod from the main man, we'll do a knockout bonus. Yes? We have €500 knockout bonus for the best knockout on the night. I can't do fight of the night because that's all about opinions, Kev. A boxing purist would love to see two lads get in, and then another fella who just wants to see a scrap would love to see two lads going top. So we do a knockout bonus for the best knockout.
What about the amateur?
Sorry? Yeah, the bonus is they're on the show tomorrow on Saturday. Some of them, yes.
What is it, head to head with them?
Lads will go head to head at the end of this. Any more questions?
Jay?
Yes?
Will the zone be a regular thing now with JP Promotions?
Again, Victor, I would love it to be. I'm sure there's an opportunity for it, but again, what do the zone want? They want views, they want viewers, they want footage, they want oils. And from what I'm told, we need one moment, maybe two moments. If we can create one or two big moments that go onto the zone platform, whether that be two lads standing in the middle of the ring having a war, whether that be an outstanding knockout or something that brings oils to the zone, that's what we'll keep it. If we go in and put on a snore fest for the night, they're just going to say, no, that's not for you. But again, it's an empty arena, it's echoey, there's no atmosphere, they're not going to use. That's why I'm pleased with everybody. Get here early, fill the place, be noisy. We'll have tunes playing that's going to get us all quite noisy and that, and we believe the fights will do it. I believe, Victor, if the show goes to plan that we built, I think this could be a record thing for the sales, should I say. Have we finished this, or any more questions?
Jay, Stephen Morton sent me through a question there. I'll ask it from him. It's to Senan. Senan, did you think you'd be boxing two good friends back to back to win domestic titles when you were starting?
No, genuinely, I didn't think I'd be boxing either of these two lads there for my career, but look, I'll take it with both hands and I seize the opportunity.
And one to Daniel as well. Peter has predicted a war for this fight. Daniel, how do you see it going yourself?
Yeah, I do think it will be a war. I think those, neither of us know how to take a backward step. I just believe his power, people keep telling me it's hard, but to me, that you need more than just hit hard. And I believe that while pushing him back after a few rounds, it's going to just come down to who wants it more. It's going to come down to who has a bigger heart, and I believe that's me. Yeah, but that's why I'm hearing a lot of people that understand power. You see on the night that it's not just power, it's the IQ, it's everything. Just telling you now, just make sure you keep nice and tight. Don't come forward.
I'm not coming forward.
Anyone else? I'll be sure.
Declan, what do you think is going to be the best fight of the night?
There's a few great 50-50 fights, but a few, the undercard underneath that, like I've seen it, Stephen, I was in that fight with him, very good boxer. I think I was sparking in Lynch, very good boxer. Boyle as well, there's many other lads came ready as well. It's really hard to pick what it is. Everyone could think Daniel and Peter, possibility because of it depends what you want to see. Bowden forward fighters is going to be a great fight. Glenn Bourne as well could be a big standout performance for him when his first BOI Celtic belt. And then you have me in semi, people have questioned which way that's going to go. Am I going to stand and fight? Am I going to have a box? Everyone's depending on what's left of me. It's really anything can happen. It's annoying where if I wasn't fighting on, I would be down here early myself and watching all these because like I said to you earlier on, even Paul Leon and Moz good and Casey, it's one of these shows where you're gonna see the lads who are hitting on early at night, 5, 6 o'clock. These could be lads who be down to watch at some stage in the tree arena at a point that's starting off their careers and are very good decorated amateurs and soon be great pros. So it's of no particular. I would like to see him sit there and watch Peter Daniels fight. I won't do it because being the champion of Peter's been out in the gym was a good bit of training. I've seen the work he's put in. He's a hard working man. He's really light. He used to always be heavy. He's already down very lean. So I'm looking forward to that fight, but I'm gonna enjoy my own. I need one more magic night. I predict it's gonna be Saturday night.
Is it good for you if yours is a boring fight, or are you looking for that war and that classic in the stadium?
No, it's going to be at some point, it's going to be stand-out fights and it's going to be stages of boxing. You're going to see both sides. Seven can be very predictable. He has a great engine, he keeps coming forward. I don't think he thinks, and I know that boxing IQ ain't as good as mine. I reckon he's hoping there's not a hole left in my tank. At some point I will have to go to the well. Like I said, he's a tough opponent. I don't look past him, I haven't looked past him at all. I've lucky enough had 4 camps basically for this fight because the first fight we had a problem and pulled out. I did a whole camp for that. The second time I fought for the BUI, I did a whole camp for that. The third fight was cancelled because of what happened, with nothing to do with me, and that's happened in the fourth fight. So, like I said, it was nice to go first time probably going back to camps. I think this is I'm on 8 streak wins. I think 7 to 11 now. I have 8 on the row, 8 wins in the trot at the moment. I am 27 and 5, and all the opponents I have fought, I could have beaten, I should have beaten, and they've gone on to do great things at that super featherweight, where I'm bounced from 3 weight classes since then. I'm not bigger, stronger now, but it's one of them things. You're gonna see in the night what's left in the tank.
Abby just wants to ask a question.
Just let you know that when I'm fighting the show.
When can you fight the show?
Yes.
The next one.
The next one.
We tell her daddy that you to let me know when you want to fight on the next show, and I'll put you on the next show, right?
Because I'll fight with Ruben this challenge. Just let you know that I can't wait all the people here and fight on this Saturday, so I'll be here with my dad, and I can't wait to see Sean, you and Paul Ruben and obviously on the couch and well from the website hospital. So just let you know when do people here do their face off?
In about 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Okay, any other questions? Are we wrap it up? Okay, again, thanks very much, Midway, and we will be here tomorrow at 2 o'clock for the weigh-in. More people here today. Thank you. I need to get the lads to the front. We start with the main event, Declan and Senna head to head.